My brothers and sisters, you are now watching the Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need! And I hope you enjoy the video. Alright, what's going on, peoples? This Friday about to be lit. This Friday, good God Almighty. First off, you got one of the biggest PlayStation games releasing this year. A game that all PlayStation fans around the world have been waiting for. This Friday, April 26, 2019. Last of Us' little brother. We got Days Gone dropping this Friday, okay? But before we even get to that trash, are y'all suckers ready for this Avengers Endgame? Sucker, we got Avengers Endgame this Friday. Freak of Days Gone right about now. Sucker, Avengers Endgame is this Friday. I've been dodging spoilers like the plague. These spoilers ain't catching me, bro. Crazy thing is, I'm probably not even going to see it this Friday because I want to be in like a lit theater. But I don't, and I know just how, I don't want to be in a theater to where like Suggers is screaming so much that I can't even hear what's going on in the movie. And most likely when like you go on like Fridays, you know, like the freaking day it drops, that's when it's like at its like most insane. You gotta like wait until like all the chimpanzees go and then like, you know, then right then you make your move. Like I like being in lit theaters to where like the crowd is screaming and clapping and stuff. But if they're doing it literally on every freaking word said, I'm not with that, bro. So I'm not going to go this Friday, but I might go on, I think even Saturday is too much. Like, you got to like wait until like the zoo goes. And then you got to go afterwards. I may go on Sunday, maybe. I don't know, but I'm definitely not going on Friday. But it's Friday. We got Days Gone, Avenger. Woo! Can't wait. Anyways, though, I wanted to talk about Days Gone. Days Gone drops, like I said, this Friday, April 26th. And I'm getting it. I'm getting this game. I'm not really excited about this game. Like, it's weird, because this is almost every PlayStation exclusive I have some type of excitement for, or some hype. Like, every time it's a PS4 exclusive, like, I'm like, okay, yo, I can't wait for this. Like, with Days Gone is kind of just like, I'm gonna get it. Like, I literally have like zero excitement for this game. I'm not really hyped. And the thing is, I love games like this. I am no matter how many times they're done, I am a fan of like post-apocalyptic games with like zombies, infected, whatever. Like, I just love games like this. So the fact that I'm not really excited for this junk at all, I don't know if that's a good thing or I have just learned from so many times to where I've been hyped for a game only to be later disappointed. I don't know. It's crazy. If you think about it, Days Gone was shown off at E3 2016. Come E3 this year, it's going to be 3 years since this junk, you know. If you really think, like, a lot of the games that Sony, which has kind of been, you know, a reason why I feel like they've had to pull back a lot with just as far as like the way they showcase things off is because they legit blew their whole load on E3 2016. It was supposed to come out earlier this year, I think in February, but they delayed it 2 months because it was like, you know, they had to polish the game. And if you remember that early Days Gone gameplay, it needed that delay. Fairly or unfairly, Days Gone is being compared to Last of Us. It just is. Okay, it's gonna be compared to Last of Us. Both are PlayStation exclusives. Both are games set in an apocalyptic setting with zombies, infected, whatever. Both games are single player driven. Days Gone is single player only. No co-op, no multiplayer, no nothing. So hopefully this story is at least decent. I mean, I'm hearing that it's like 30 hours long. So I think that's enough time to tell a good story. I think that's enough time to tell a good story. Hopefully the characters are good in this game. Like, just, I hope it's a story you can really get into. The guy that you're playing as, what's this man's name again? Deacon. Deacon, hopefully he's a good character in this game because, again, this is so unfair to do this. But because we already, have gotten a great story with a game like this in Last of Us, most likely, this is just me predicting, most likely this story is going to fall short of something that you can get in Last of Us, but hopefully it's at least, a solid storyline. Worst case scenario, let's just say hypothetically speaking, the story in Days Gone is complete trash. Hopefully what they can do is take something like Dying Light. I didn't think the story in Dying Light was really nothing special at all, to be honest with you. I thought the story was kind of forgettable for the most part. Don't even get me started on that voice acting, but I love Dying Light a lot for what it did with the gameplay. I thought the gameplay in Dying Light was amazing with the whole parkour aspect and how when it went to nighttime, it got more dangerous outside. Like, I thought what made Dying Light so great, in my opinion, was the gameplay, not really the story. So worst case scenario, let's say if the story in Days Gone is complete trash. Maybe they can make up for that with the gameplay, because some things I do like about that Days Gone does that you don't really see in something like Last of Us is it seems like this game will be more open, so it's going to be more like an open world experience, as to where something like Last of Us is more of a linear experience. So they got that going for it. There'll be more exploration and stuff like that. I love how you travel by bike. He's always on that freaking motorcycle. He's always on that motorcycle driving, and you always see the wolves chasing after him. That's another thing I like. I like how with the virus of whatever's going to be called in this game, it's not just humans that it has infected. No, it's animals as well. I think wolves can get infected, birds or crows, whatever. We've all seen the bears, the infected bears. So I love that. Like, it's not just humans that have been infected. Like, it's also animals in this game. So I like that about, like, there are some things I do like about this game that I think can, separate it from something like Last of Us, because it's just going to be unfairly compared to it. So I do like that. One thing, just going back to like the earlier gameplays that we were seeing of this game, one thing, when it would get to like the hordes, it just always looked like like it just really didn't look all that polished. So again, they delayed this game for like 2+ months to really try to get like the final like touches on this game, like to polish it all up. And I don't know if you guys have looked at like recent gameplay. This game does look a lot better. So it does look like they've improved on some stuff. But one thing that I always like would look at is when the hordes, and I think they're called freakers in this game, the infected, once it got to like a lot of them being on the screen, you could see the frame rate drops, and most likely there's going to be like a little of that just based on how much are on the screen at one time, but it was almost, in my opinion, like this fake sense of danger, because just again going back to those gameplays, when there was like a bunch of them things chasing you, I seen when they would catch up with you, like they didn't really, either a lot of them just stood there and they tried to hit you, but it was like, I don't know if like the hitbox was like I don't know if the hit, I've seen so many gameplays to where there's a bunch of them chasing you, and then when they actually catch up with you, it's like they slow down and like wait for you to start running. So it almost created like this false sense of danger to where they're chasing you, but once they actually get to you, they're like, this wasn't supposed to happen. You're supposed to keep running. So that's one thing that I've always saw. I don't know if you guys picked that up, but that's one thing that I always saw that I was like, I don't like that, because it just creates like this false sense of danger. Apparently, if you buy this game from GameStop, you can get a full refund on it within the span of 48 hours. So once you buy it from GameStop, you are guaranteed a full refund on this game within the span of 48 hours. 2 days. If you know GameStop, these suckers don't do nothing. Especially if you buy a new game. These suckers and their refund policy. Oh no, GameStop never does stuff like this. So the fact that they're doing this is just like, why are y'all doing this? GameStop don't do stuff like this. So if this is something to where you're not really sure if you want to like really spend all your money on it, it's kind of like a rent. It's kind of like a rent. If you go to GameStop, buy it, and if you beat it within the span of 48 hours, you can get all of your monies back. So I guess that's good, but at the same time, it's kind of like, why y'all suckers do why y'all suckers do this? Y'all don't do stuff like this. So it's like, okay, you know, but yeah, that's really like my only questions that I really have about Days Gone. Is the story going to be, you know, something worth getting into? The characters in the game, you know, hopefully the gameplay is good. Again, I do like the whole open world aspect, as you know, being compared to something like Last of Us, where that's more of like a linear experience. I do like that, you know, and everything like that. I like how the infection is not just humans, it's also, you know, bears, birds, wolves, whatever, you know, and the whole motorcycle aspect. This stuff does have some stuff going for it that I can see myself getting into. But anyways, yeah, do you guys plan on getting Days Gone this Friday? Have you been checking for Days Gone? Do you even care about Days Gone? Because this Friday is Avengers Endgame. Let me know down in the comments below. Till then, I'll catch y'all in my next video, alright? Peace.